Hey guys, welcome to this week's facts. I've got a bunch of facts for Star Trek Next Generation. The episode is The Last Outpost. This is the episode whereby the Ferengis have stolen a T9 energy converter, so the crew of the Enterprise are trying to catch up with them, having not known what the Ferengis are like, and to retrieve their items. So let's go through the facts that I've uncovered about the Ferengis and this episode. Now, the original plan for the Ferengis when they were first designed was that not that they'd have large ears on the side of their head, but they'd have one ear on top of their head and one ear under the head, coming out where their chin is. So that was the original plan for the Ferengis. I would have actually liked to have seen that. That would have been very interesting to see. Now on to the next fact that I've uncovered. Now, during a scene in engineering, during the episode, Geordi can actually be seen with his trousers flies open. Obviously, he'd just come out of wardrobe, or he'd just come out of the toilet area, but yeah, he's walking across the engineering area from where the tables are towards the warp core, and yeah, his trousers flies are open is really obvious. Once you see it, you can't not notice it. So have a look for that next time you watch the episode. Now, Gene Roddenberry, at this point in his life, had false teeth. He had dentures, and during this episode, when he was on set, his dentures actually went missing because he'd left them on one of the desktops in the filming area. Now, what that leads to is if you look at one of the scenes with Captain Picard in towards the start of the episode, when he's in his ready room, you can actually see the lower dentures of Gene Roddenberry on the corner of the desk. So keep an eye out for that. Now, here's a good one for you. Patrick Stewart came to work wearing a wig during this period. This is when he'd not quite given in to the complete baldness in real life. Of course, obviously he's filmed often with his bald head, but in real life he was eloping with the idea of wearing a wig. So yeah, he came to work wearing a wig sometimes to Star Trek, and during this episode he actually demanded that he be allowed to keep it on, and he actually took it up with the HR department, but they talked him into it in the end that they needed continuity filming Star Trek, and he should indeed keep the wig off, because yeah, fair enough, Patrick Stewart can have a wig, but Captain Picard cannot. Now, the strange character of Portal 63, who's only in this episode, he's a character when they beam down to the planet. He's a kind of mystical character who helps to sort of broker peace. Anyway, yeah, Portal 63. He's played by the actor Daryl Henriques. But the original plan, now Gene Roddenberry was quite close friends with Sylvester Stallone, and the original plan was to create a role for Sylvester Stallone to have in Star Trek. So this character of Portal 63 was originally written specifically for Sylvester Stallone. So if you notice any Stallone-style traits in the character, that's exactly why. But unfortunately, Stallone became betrothed to a role in a film he was doing at the time, so he couldn't do the Star Trek part. Now, on to another fact. An early copy of a teleplay of this episode by Herbert Wright included the Ferengis holding nunchucks as their weapons, and they actually had Mohicans on top of their heads, multicoloured Mohicans, as he saw the characters of the Ferengis as a kind of metaphor for a human street gang. But in an effort to make them seem more alien, they had the Mohicans taken off their heads and therefore no hair at all, and the nunchucks were turned into some frilly looking whips. So take it either way. I think I would have liked to have seen the nunchucks. Space nunchucks would have been interesting. I wonder if sparks would have come out of them or something like that. Now, actor Armin Shimmerman. This is his very first Star Trek role in this episode. But did you know, yes, Armin Shimmerman plays one of the Ferengis, but another of the Ferengis in this episode is actually played by Hollywood actor Ryan Reynolds in an early role, who would go on to be in other sci-fi hit roles such as Green Lantern, and he's still flying high in Hollywood. You can still see him from time to time in current films. So that's Ryan Reynolds in his one and only Star Trek appearance. Now, during the fight scene with the Ferengis towards the end of the episode, Worf, played by Michael Dorn, punches one of the Ferengis for real. It's not a trick shot. He actually punches him for real. There's contact, and he's such a big. I don't even know. Michael Dorn's actually an ex-football player and wrestler, and he has a hefty punch, and he actually puts the actor into a coma. And for 3 weeks, unfortunately, that actor was in a coma after this scene. But fortunately, that was the last scene he needed to film. But yeah, poor actor, and it just goes to show how strong Michael Dorn is, that he can put somebody into a coma. Now, when the crew of the Enterprise are slowly dying on board the ship, the temperature's lowering, there's hardly any electric left, they're all sort of accepting that they're going to be dead soon. A lot of the actors weren't doing a very good job of making it look like that they didn't have much energy, etc. So they got some doctors, they got some local medics who infected a lot of the actors with injections of a light dose of the flu a couple of days before the final take of the scene. So when you see the characters on board the episode looking fairly sick, they are actually sick because they genuinely had the flu given to them by the producers of the show. Okay, brilliant. Thanks for checking out my facts. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. Don't forget to subscribe if you really want to. Hopefully I'll come up with some more very interesting facts that you didn't even know. And I'll see you next time. All the best, guys. Bye.